Georgia's political landscape saw a major shift last election season. In 8 of the past 9 presidential elections, Georgia had voted Republican, and no Democratic presidential candidate had won in Georgia since Bill Clinton in 1992. But Biden got more than 2.4 million votes in Georgia, smashing Hillary Clinton total by more than 500,000. Not to mention, Georgia had helped Democrats regain control of the Senate and elected its first black senator, Raphael Warnock, after he won in the state's runoff election. Ultimately, much of the credit could be given to Stacey Abrams and her efforts to boost voter turnout. So in this video, I'll take a look at Stacey Abrams, Georgia's 2018 governor's race, and voter suppression in order to emphasize the power we have in our votes. Stacey Abrams and her 5 siblings grew up in Gulfport, Mississippi. Her family later moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where her parents pursued graduate degrees at Emory University and later became Methodist ministers. In 1995, Abrams earned a Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies from Spelman College, then studied public policy at the University of Texas, where she earned a Master's of Public Affairs degree in 1998. In 1999, she earned a Juris Doctor degree from Yale Law School. And after graduating, she worked as a tax attorney at a law firm in Atlanta with a focus on tax-exempt organizations, healthcare, and public finance. In 2006, Abrams ran and won the election for the 89th district for the Georgia House of Representatives. She later became the first woman to lead either party in the Georgia General Assembly and the first African American to lead in the House of Representatives. She then served the role as minority leader until she resigned in 2017 to focus on her campaign to become governor of Georgia. Ultimately, she lost to Brian Kemp in Georgia's governor's race by 55,000 votes. However, this election shone a bright light on the issue with elections that were widespread with mismanagement, irregularities, unbelievably long lines, and more, exposing both recent and also decades-long actions and inactions by the state to interfere with the right to vote. For example, the Secretary of State and the State Election Board of Georgia violated federal voting rights laws. They created and enforced unconstitutional and otherwise unlawful policies and engaged in gross mismanagement. This led to an election that deprived Georgia citizens, particularly citizens of color, of their fundamental rights to vote. And in the face of all of this, instead of fading into the background, Stacey Abrams climbed into the trenches and launched Fair Fight to ensure every American has a vote in our election system. Fair Fight fights for voting rights and freedom from systematic voter suppression. It engages in voter mobilization and education activities and has mounted significant programs to combat voter suppression in Georgia and 20 battleground states. Stacey Abrams was able to fight and went against voter suppression in Georgia. And there's a bigger picture to all this, because if she had just stayed down and accepted her loss and just did nothing, Trump probably would have had a better chance at winning, because historically, Georgia is a red state. But no, she fought voter suppression in her state and was able to mobilize the votes of minorities in order to help turn the state blue. And with that help, Biden was able to win the 2020 election. Furthermore, the Democratic Party was able to get 2 senators elected so that they could change the tide in the Senate and gain majority status. So all in all, a black woman's work went pretty far along to creating change. That's why I want to highlight her and her fights against voter suppression, because it shows that it is possible. It's all possible. Within this corrupt system, within this system that's for racism, within this system that's for white nationalism, within this system that doesn't punish the people that try to crumble the system itself. So with that being said, man, we gotta continue to mobilize. We gotta continue to do whatever we can in order to get the changes that we want, because we see that we powerful. They had to. Look, in the past, they had to go out their way to suppress our votes. They do any little things they can just to make sure that we're not represented in the system. So if they find this much to keep us down, you have to understand, you have to wonder why they did, because they scared of us. They're scared of the power we have. But they can no longer stop us. And Stacey Abrams did a job in showing that. Showing that to me and showing that to everyone else around in this country. Because in this election, most people would have thought that Trump was going to win with the way they were stomping for Trump. Big flags, big everything. But they're not tough now. We're tougher. So I hope you found, and I hope you understand the things that I'm trying to say. Because it's all new information to me. And I hope that I could highlight someone, a black woman, Stacey Abrams, that are able to enact the change that was needed for us to get what we want.